What's up viewers, this is Kevin from WPM Reviews. So the other day I was at my favorite electronics store looking at mechanical keyboards and I came across a Sound Blaster keyboard. Weird, right? So I decided to take it home for a WPM review. This keyboard is a creative Sound Blaster X Vanguard K08 keyboard with custom PRES Omron switches. These keyboards are non-tactile, low profile, 45-gram actuation, and have a travel distance of 1.5 millimeters. Sit back, relax, and enjoy this review. This is a creative Sound Blaster X Pro Gaming Vanguard K08 keyboard. The box is pretty good looking. It has the keyboard in the front, and on the back it gives a detailed overview about what kind of features are on this keyboard. It has a 26-key rollover with anti-ghosting technology, low-profile swift keycaps, 5 fully programmable dedicated keys, 104 fully programmable standard keys, programmable Aurora reactive lighting system with 10 ambient lighting presets, high-speed USB 2.0, media and rotary volume control, adjustable height with sturdy extendable feet, and a detachable wrist rest. And this keyboard does use customized Omrons. It has a nice little chart with all the actuation and tactile force. And on the side, you could see that they have, I don't know if you could see it, but they have listed the amount of keystrokes that each key could take, and the actuation force, tactile force, and total travel force, etc. Overall, the box is pretty good looking. Let's open it up. Pretty standard plain cardboard box on the inside. Standard plastic wrapping and just standard contents of any mechanical keyboard box. So the contents are the instruction manual, the keyboard, and a wrist rest that's detachable. It doesn't seem to come with a keycap remover, probably because these are low profile keys and they're usually not compatible with anything else. The wires have anti-tangle mesh wiring, which is very nice. And there's 2 USB connectors, one for the keyboard itself and one for the USB pass-through that's on the back of this keyboard. These are non-clicky switches, and overall they feel pretty solid. More on this on the overview. Right off the bat, you can see this beautifully colored keyboard with comprehensible font and full RGB backlighting that Creative calls Aurora. This keyboard has 109 keys, all which are fully programmable through the PC software called Sound Blaster Connect. We will have a detailed overview of this software later. This keyboard has the standard 104 keys with 5 extra macro keys on the left side. On the top, you can see the lock indicators and independent keyboard and media keys, which is always a plus. The lock button locks the usage of the Windows key to prevent accidental activation during gaming. The sun icon changes the brightness level of the keyboard with 4 levels of brightness, including off. The media controls are pretty standard: previous, play pause, and next. This SBX key opens the Sound Blaster Connect software, which I haven't gotten to work in Windows 10. On the far right hand side of the keyboard, you could see the mute button and a volume wheel, which is pretty similar to what Corsair has on the K75. The strange thing about this keyboard is that there is a function key. One cannot tell what it does by simply looking at the keys. From what I've discovered, only the left and right arrow keys react to it, and it is used to scroll through a list of presets without using the PC application. This is kind of overkill to put a function key for only 2 keys. With that said, there are 10 presets that are scrollable through the keyboard. Forgot to mention, there's also a X icon for Sound Blaster X that seems to be a part of the top row. Alright, there are your 10 presets. This keyboard does come with angle adjustments that are either on or off. They just flip out with some force. As always, I prefer my angle adjustments off. There is also a USB pass-through port on the back of this keyboard, which is pretty convenient. The detachable wrist rest is a little flimsy, but it does the job. You just slide it in at an angle, push it down a little bit, and it locks into place. It fits my hands, which are pretty medium in size. And to take it off, you just do the opposite. Lift up, put a little bit of force, push it down, and it comes off. Pretty convenient, isn't it? In my opinion, the software is the most disappointing part of this keyboard. The first thing that pops up is a notification that there is a firmware upgrade for this keyboard, which I agree to. However, it prompts me that it needs to close the application to upgrade the firmware of this keyboard, which I also agreed to. I've waited over 5 minutes, started the application again, and the same pop-up appears. Unless I activate the firmware, the software isn't letting me change my lighting settings. So I went onto the Creative website and found a standalone firmware update executable, which worked. Links are in the comments down below. So here you have it, the Sound Blaster Connect software. There are 3 areas of configuration: lighting, performance, and macros. The lighting section lets you customize the color for each individual key. The presets found on this application are different than the presets found on the keyboard itself. However, there is a nice display that shows you exactly what the colors would look like on your keyboard. You can select 4 different types of motion: solo, cycle, wave, and pulsate. Solo is for solid colors, and it only allows you to select a single color. Wave is like a ripple going in a direction. There are 6 directions to choose from: up, down, left, right, clockwise, and counterclockwise. For this, you can choose up to 7 colors and control the speed. Cycle cycles through each one of the 7 colors that you can customize at the speed you set. Pulsate is like cycle, except it turns off before changing the colors in a pulsating fashion. In order to customize individual keys, the key zone needs to be configured to custom. Then you can hold the control key and individually select the keys that belong to the zone. Then you could either pick solo, which is for solid colors, or pulsate, and mix and match each zone as seen on the keyboard display. Or you could also turn off the keys. In the Performance tab, you can control key repeat settings as well as the polling rate. Repeat delay changes the delay before key starts repeating. Repeat rate changes how fast the keys are actually repeating. The polling rate controls how often the driver checks the USB port for data. A higher polling rate should mean a more responsive keyboard. However, with keyboards, I personally can never tell the difference. The macro screen is very straightforward. To program your key, select the key, and you are presented with 5 options. None, which is the default behavior. Recordings, where you record a list of keys that are executed every time you press this key. When you select it, you will have the option to select a save record or open the recorder and set a new one. In this example, I want my G key to type hi and repeat forever until I stop it. Keyboard allows you to reassign the key to another key. For example, I want to swap the G and H keys for whatever logical reason I can't think of. They are now swapped. Mouse allows you to reassign keys to perform mouse functionality. Lastly, disabled would disable the G key completely because I hate the G key with a huge passion. Overall, this application is very useful and straightforward and works wonderfully. After a firmware upgrade. Alright, this is a typing test on 10fastfingers.com with a Creative Sound Blaster X Vanguard K08 keyboard. Whoops, false start. All right, here we go. $152. Not my best, but these are low profile keys, and I think it's more prone to make mistakes with. I made quite a few mistakes back there, but overall this is a very nice keyboard, and 152 is definitely a very fast speed. So in summary, this keyboard is a wonderful keyboard that is crippled by the disappointing driver software. Creative needs to step up its game and fix the bugs on the software before pursuing more keyboards. The keyboard has a nice and sturdy plastic construction and feels light due to its lower profile keys. I give this keyboard a 3 in the defense department, so don't go adventuring with this one. I hope you like my review. Please click subscribe down below and check out my other videos. Thanks everyone!